and welcome to your practice. This morning I have a lovely active Vinyasa flow practice for you. I'd like you to feel energized and challenged, but not overstimulated, because this 4 practice bundle is all about resetting the nervous system. We're going to start kneeling or sitting with your legs crossed, whichever feels most comfortable to you, whatever you can sit with a straight spine. And then just settle for a moment, closing the eyes down, letting the spine be tall, anchored through the sitting bones, lifted through the crown. Take a deep breath in, and then maybe a sigh. And welcome yourself to your practice. If you've any particular intention for the practice this morning, or if you're carrying through the intention you set at the end of the breathing into stillness practice, affirm that to yourself now. And at the same time, make the decision to meet yourself here, where you are, with compassionate curiosity. Blinking your eyes open, taking the arms wide so that they're a bit like goalposts. The upper arms are parallel to the ground, the forearms are vertical. Take a breath in and draw the arms back, lift the heart. And as you breathe out, bring the forearms together, the little fingers together. Inhale, open and lift. And exhale, forearms together. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. And inhale, open. This time as you exhale, interlace the fingers, turn the palms forwards, stretch through the back of the body, releasing the head. Breathe in, lift your arms above your head. And then breathing out, taking the right fingertips to the ground. Bring the right hand behind the head and just take a little stretch over towards the right side, turning the chest towards the ceiling. Inhale, come back up to the center, bringing the left hand behind you, the right hand across the left knee. Lift the heart as you breathe in, and then breathe out into a twist. Lengthen on the inhale, twist on the exhale. One more of those. Inhale, lift, and exhale, twist. And then use your in-breath to come back to center. Bring the arms wide again. This time as you breathe in, you'll lift the arms, and breathe out, draw them down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, drawing them down. Lifting on the inhale, pulling the arms down on the exhale. One more, lifting. And then this time on the exhale, once again, interlace the fingers. Perhaps the odd way this time. Turn the palms forwards, stretch the shoulder blades, release the head and neck. Inhale, take the arms above the head. And then as you exhale, the left hand to the ground, the right hand behind the head. Just stretching over towards the left side, turning the chest towards the ceiling, feeling the body, deepening the breath. Come back to center, bring that right hand behind you, left hand across, lift the heart, inhale, twist the spine, exhale. Lifting as you inhale, twisting as you exhale. One more breath in, and a breath out. Back to center as you breathe in, and then finding your way onto all fours. So coming onto hands and knees, bringing your shoulders over your wrists, your knees underneath your hips. And starting to move through cat-cow, arching the spine as you breathe in. And rounding the spine as you breathe out. Arching, inhale. Rounding, exhale. Two more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Neutral spine on the inhale. Tuck your toes and slowly make your way back to downward facing dog. And take a moment in your first down dog of the practice to just feel into your body, pressing with your palms, rolling your shoulders away from your ears, lifting the tailbone and allowing the heels to release towards the ground without forcing. Make sure you're not holding tension in your head or your neck or your shoulders. And then start to walk the hands back to the feet. So slowly walking the hands back to the feet. Keep the knees soft, keep the feet hip width apart. Take a hold of opposite elbows and allow your spine to dangle here in a forward bend. You can tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Tilt your weight a little bit more towards the fronts of your feet so that your toes are active but not clenched. Take another few breaths here. And then walking the hands forwards, finding plank position. And in plank position, again, extending the crown forwards, the tailbone backwards, shoulders are over the wrists, hands are active, fingertips are pressing. Take a breath in here. And breathe out, drop the knees, sit back onto the heels, child's pose. We'll start to move more fluidly. Inhale, coming up to all fours. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forwards, plank position. And exhale to child. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, coming up to all fours. Exhale, pushing back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forwards, plank position. And exhale, child. Inhale, coming up to all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forwards, plank position. And exhale, child. Inhale, coming up to all fours. And this time, exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Pause here in downward facing dog. Lift your heels and drop both heels over towards your right side, stretching into the left side of the body. Come back to the center, lift your heels, stretch them over towards the left side. Back to the center again, releasing
taking the heels towards the ground. Just check in again to make sure that you're not creating tension in your neck, in your shoulders. And make the most important thing to stretch during this practice be your breath. Walk the feet to the hands this time. Interlace the fingers behind you, draw the arm bones forwards and over your head. And then releasing the hands, bring the feet together, bring the knees together, bend the knees and rise into chair pose here. Sitting deeply, just look down and see if you can see your toes. And if you can't, draw your knees back, stick your bum out, and then curl your tailbone, hollow your belly, lift your chest. Pressing into the ground, bring the palms together, rise to standing. And we'll start to flow through some salutations, starting with a half salutation. Breathing in, taking the arms above the head. Breathing out, fold forwards and down, palms to the earth. Inhale, lengthen and lift your heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pressing up to standing. And exhale, swimming up the midline, releasing. One more half salutation. Inhale, take the arms above the head. Exhale, fold forwards, palms to the earth. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way to standing. Exhale, releasing. We'll add some lunges. Breathing in, taking the arms above the head. Breathing out, diving forwards. Inhale, lengthen your spine. As you breathe out, step your right leg back, take your right knee to the ground, and bring your hands onto your thigh. Just back away from the lunge for a moment so you're not as deep as you could be, and allow your tailbone to descend, lifting your hip points up a little fraction to bring that stretch into the front of the hip, the front of the thigh, and then bending that knee and coming into the lunge again. Hands can be on the hips. Breathe in, lift the arms above the head, lift the heart, but keep the tailbone descending. And then as you breathe out, bring the fingertips down to the ground, straighten that front leg and bow to the left hamstring. Release your head so that your neck is free. And just make sure here that your right thigh is vertical. Use your next inhale, bending that left knee again. This time tuck your back toes underneath and come to a lunge with a straight back leg. We'll press the right palm onto the ground, lift the left arm for a twist. As you breathe out, top arm comes down, you'll come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, roll the spine forwards, plank position. Exhale to the ground. Inhale, curl up, low cobra. And exhale, push back, child's pose. Inhale, coming up to all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time as you breathe in, lift your right leg. And as you breathe out, step the right foot between the hands. Come into that lunge with the back leg straight. Inhaling breathe out, straightening the front leg, lifting the toes if that works for you, bowing to the right hamstring. And then we'll bend the front knee, step forwards to a forward bend. Lift the heart on the inhale. Fold on the exhale. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. And exhale, release. And getting ready to repeat that on the second side. So the arms lift as you breathe in, the heart lifts. Exhale, diving forwards, palms to the earth. Inhale, lengthen your spine, lift your heart. And then exhale, step the left leg back, take the left knee to the ground into a lunge, and then bringing both hands onto the thigh, just back away from the depth of the lunge for a moment in order to create stability in the pelvis. So you're sending your tailbone down, slightly lifting your pubic bone up, lifting the hip points up so that you send that stretch to the front of the leg and don't dump it in your lumbar spine. Bend your front knee, but keep those other actions of the hip points lifting. Take a breath in, lift the arms. And then exhale, fingertips come to the ground and slowly start to straighten that front right leg. Flex the foot, spread the toes, grip the hamstring. And then we'll bend that front knee coming forwards, tuck your back toes underneath, lift your back left knee, press the left palm into the ground, lift the right arm for a twist. And then exhale, top arm comes down, step back, downward facing dog. We'll roll forwards to plank as you breathe in. To the ground as you exhale. Curl up to cobra, inhale. Child's pose, exhale. Inhale, coming up to all fours. And then exhale, downward facing dog again. As you inhale, the left leg rises. Exhale, step the left leg between the hands. Pause for a moment, lift the heart. And then again, bowing to the left hamstring, perhaps lifting the toes, maybe not, whatever feels appropriate in your body. Pause here. And then bending that front left knee, step forwards to a forward fold. Lift your heart as you breathe in. Fold as you exhale. Inhale all the way up to standing. And exhale, release. We'll do that sequence again, but one movement, one breath. Inhale, arms above the head. Exhale, fold forwards, palms to the earth. Inhale, lengthen your spine, lift your heart. Exhale, the right leg goes back, right knee to the ground. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fingertips to the ground, straighten your left leg, bow. Inhale, bending that left knee, right palm to the ground, right leg straightens, twist. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, coming forwards, plank position. Exhale to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Straight to downward facing dog this time, exhale. Right leg rises as you breathe in. Step the right foot between the hands, keep the back knee straight. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding, straightening the right leg. Inhale, stepping forwards, lifting the heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. And exhale, hands down the midline. Left side, breathe in, arms above the head. Exhale, fold forwards, palms to the earth. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, left leg back, left knee to the ground. Lift the arms on the inhale. Exhale, fingertips to the ground, straightening the right leg, bowing to the right hamstring. Inhale, front knee bends, tuck the back toes, lift the back leg and come to a twist, left palm pressing, right arm extending. Exhale, downward facing dog. Roll forwards, plank position as you breathe in. Lower to the ground, exhale. Inhale, curl up. And exhale, downward facing dog again. Left leg rises as you breathe in. Left leg steps between the hands, exhale. Back knee stays straight. Lift the heart on the inhale. Bowing on the exhale. Step forwards and lift the heart again as you breathe in. Fold as you exhale. Inhale, pressing into the feet, lifting the heart. And exhale, hands down the midline and pause. And just take a moment to digest the practice so far. So very similar, but building and adding a couple of standing poses. Now take a breath in, bring the arms above the head. Breathe out, fold forwards, palms to the earth. Lengthen your spine, lift your heart, inhale. Exhale, the right leg back, right knee to the ground. Inhale, heart lifts, arms lift. Exhale, fingers to the ground, straightening the left leg, bow to the hamstring. Inhale, bend the front knee, straighten the back leg, right palm presses, left arm lifts. And then this time it's going to change a little bit. As you exhale, top arm to the ground, stepping back and lifting the left leg in three-legged downward facing dog. Stack that left hip on top of the right hip, open, and then use your exhale to step that same left leg between the hands, anchor the right heel, and rise your way up into Warrior Two. Take a moment and really settle into Warrior Two here. So you're pressing your feet into the ground, anchoring the weight towards the outside edge of your right little toe, that's the back foot. Bend the front knee deeply so that the thigh is coming as close to parallel to the ground as possible. The shin is vertical. And the arms are parallel to the ground, extended but not forced. So it's all smooth and soft and yet also strong. Turn the front palm up. Inhale, reverse the warrior. And then exhale, bring the forearm onto the thigh and open into side angle pose. Stretching and opening the body here. You're pressing the forearm onto the thigh, not slumping into the shoulder. So there's lift here. Inhale, come back to Warrior Two. Exhale again, reverse the warrior. This time straighten the front leg. And then inhale, back to standing. Exhale, reaching forwards, finding triangle pose. So it's not necessarily a question of coming to the ground here, but a question of opening into the side of the body. Just as we did at the beginning, you can bring that top right hand behind your ear or behind your head and turn your heart towards the ceiling. And then maybe extend. As you exhale, looking down now, bend the front knee, step back to plank position. Inhale here, exhale to the ground. Curl up, breathing in. And then downward facing dog again. Exhale. So taking a few breaths here in downward facing dog, noticing how you're feeling. Child's pose is also an option if you need to take a little more rest. And then softening the knees, looking between the hands, either walking or hopping forwards. You'll lift your heart as you breathe in, bow down as you exhale. Inhale all the way up to standing. And exhale, release. Last side. Take a breath in, bring the arms above the head. Exhale, fold forwards, palms to the earth. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, the left leg back, left knee to the ground. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the heart. Exhale, the fingertips to the ground, straightening the front leg, bowing to the hamstring. Inhale, bend that front knee, straighten the back leg, left palm down, right arm lifts. And then as you exhale, top arm comes down, you'll step back, downward facing dog, lifting the right leg, opening the right hip, breathing here. And then use your next exhale, you'll step that right foot between the hands, anchor the heel, and rise your way up into Warrior Two. So you've got the back view this time. Once again, take time to really create foundation and security in this shape. Pressing your weight towards the outside edge of the back foot, the little toe side. Lifting the heart, bending the front knee deeply, extending through the arms, yet keeping a degree of softness so that there's not a fixed, tense position. Lift the front right palm as you inhale, reverse the warrior. And then reaching forwards, forearm comes to the thigh. You can take the left hand over the ear. And notice I'm not slumped into my right shoulder, but I'm pressing and lifting and opening here. Inhale, come back up to Warrior Two. Exhale, reverse the warrior, this time straightening the leg. And then inhale, come up to standing. Exhale, reaching forwards. And then coming down to whatever variation of triangle serves you. So I can reach the ground, but honestly, to get more openness and a sense of spaciousness, I can come up. And that achieves a much more beneficial shape for me. Top arm behind the head. Lean back. And then lift. Looking down, stepping back, come to plank position once more. Inhale. Exhale to the ground. Inhale, peel your way up. This time we'll all meet in child's pose, sitting back onto the heels, releasing the forehead to the ground. And just pausing here, giving your body a space to assimilate and digest the practice so far. From child's pose, just push yourselves up to kneeling and then swing your legs round
so that your legs are extended in front of you. The hands are down by your sides. The heart is lifting. Take a breath in, lift the arms. And as you breathe out, reaching forwards for whatever variation of Paschimottanasana is going to serve you. So forward bend. Extending the crown forwards, rolling the shoulders back, keeping the heart lifting, hinging at the hips. And then roll your way back up to sitting. Bend your right knee and hug your right knee in towards you. And then you're going to just step that right leg over the left leg. Plant that right foot onto the floor. And then with the left hand, hug your right knee in towards you. And start to twist around towards the right side. Lift the heart as you inhale. Twist the spine as you exhale. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, twisting. And here just be very aware of the length of the front and the back of your neck. So you're not lifting your chin or tucking it, but creating length through the crown. Come back to the center. Bring the same right leg so that the foot comes into the groin, and then opening for Janu Shirshasana. Now for some of us the knee is very lifted here. If that's you, grab a cushion or a block or some books just to support the leg so that you're not creating pressure on the knee joint. This time keep the left hand adjacent to the waist and lift the right arm, twisting the spine towards the left. Take another breath in here and then breathe out, reaching forwards and coming down. So you'll either be able to take a hold of the foot, or maybe just the hands either side of the leg. Either way, you're looking for release here. So not rounding the spine, not pulling the shoulders. Keep as much relaxation with that left leg super straight, with the breath long and deep. And then inhale, come on up. Extending both legs again. Lift the arms, lift the heart, and release forwards. So whether you take a hold of the feet, whether you have the hands resting on the shins, whether you bring the forearms onto the ground, or whether for some people it really is a case of sitting very much more upright, perhaps putting a blanket underneath the hips. Whatever version is going to serve you. And then come all the way back up, and we'll repeat that same sequence on the second side. I'm going to sit facing you this time so you have a bit of a different view. Let's just make sure you can see everything. There we go. And then this time you hug the left knee in towards you, and you'll step that left leg over the right. With the right hand, hug the knee, draw the knee into your chest, and start to twist around to the left side, lifting the heart on the inhale, twisting the spine on the exhale. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, twisting. Come back to the center, and then bringing that same left leg into the groin. Once again, if you need to, pad under the knee. Make sure your right leg is super straight. Bring your right hand adjacent to the hip. And just for a moment, lifting the left arm, twist your torso
a fraction over towards the right. It won't have much range of motion there, but this is to just bring the torso down more in line with that straight right leg. One more breath in here, and then exhale, coming forwards. Now I quite like to reach my left hand outside the little toe side of the right leg, just to keep my torso coming forwards in a straight alignment. But wherever you happen to be with this, focus on lengthening the breath, focus on softening, at the same time keeping that straight right leg straight and alive, the toes active. And then inhale, come on up, straightening both legs, and one more forward bend, lift the heart, and then release forwards. Moving up to sitting, bending the knees and scooting your hips towards the front of your mat. Start to roll your spine all the way onto the ground. And then draw your feet towards your hips. Have your feet hip width apart and have the feet solidly on the ground. The knees are bent. The arms are down by the sides, and we'll just do a couple of movements in and out of bridge to reset the spine before we relax into Shavasana. So you'll inhale, pressing into the ground, lifting the hips, lifting the arms. And exhale, lowering down. You're not coming up into a deep bridge, you're just resetting the spine. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees drop wide. Bring your left hand over your heart. Bring your right hand over your belly. And just allow yourself to receive the ripples of the practice. As you feel ready, bringing the knees back to vertical, straightening the legs out, straightening the arms out, and moving to Shavasana. Where here your job is to do nothing with full commitment. Although Shavasana is physically probably one of the easier poses, mentally one of the more challenging ones, as you notice your mind wandering into thought. Don't try So you're welcome to stay here for as long as serves you. I'm going to begin to reanimate the body, moving fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. Having a stretch. Drawing my knees in towards me, giving myself a hug. And then rolling over onto your right side, just pause there for a moment. And as we transition into the next part of our day, perhaps setting an intention not so much for what we want to get done, but for who we want to be whilst we're doing it, for the qualities that we want to bring into our day. Pressing into the ground, slowly bringing yourselves to a comfortable sitting position. Bringing the hands together at the heart and bowing your head to the wisdom of your inner truth.